What up, guys? It's Dragon Ball for Life here, and today I want to talk about the Spirit Bomb, also known as the Genki Dama in the Japanese version. Now, the Spirit Bomb is a very powerful move, but it's also a move that is very confusing for a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand how it works, basically what it does, how powerful it gets. And in this video, I want to basically cover all those mistakes that I see people mentioning when they talk about the Spirit Bomb itself. Now, first, let's talk about the name. What does Genki Dama mean? Genki means health energy, whereas Dama means ball. So it's basically health energy ball. And in the Funimation dub, they call it Spirit Bomb, which is quite similar to it, but it's a lot cooler sounding than just health energy ball. But that is very important, and I'll get to explaining it in just a bit. But first, let's talk about the big misconception I see a lot of people make when they talk about how the Spirit Bomb works. Usually what happens is when Goku raises up his hands and he asks the people of Earth or whatever, or the plants and the animals, to give him some of their energy, they either raise their hand or just, give it to him with their permission. Now, a lot of people think this is ki that he's absorbing and collecting to make the attack, but that isn't actually true. Ki and Genki are two different forms of energy. Ki is life energy, and Genki is health energy. And I know they sound kind of the same, but they aren't the same. Ki basically depends on which character it is. Each character has different levels of ki. More powerful characters have higher levels of ki, and weaker characters have lower levels of ki. So it really depends on the power level of the character and the amount of ki they have. Whereas Genki, not only do living creatures have it, such as humans, but other things as animals, trees, grass, plant life, even the planet itself. It's even stated in the manga and in the anime a little bit by King Kai that the way it works is it absorbs the Genki from every living thing and even inanimate objects, which technically ki is not in inanimate objects. It's in basically humanoid beings, animals, and maybe some plant life, but that's where you usually find ki, and it's to varying degrees. Whereas Genki can be found in anything, and I guess is defined by how healthy a person or a thing is. So basically, if somebody is sick, they'll have a lower Genki. If somebody's healthier, they'll have a higher Genki. But Genki doesn't fluctuate as much as ki itself. If it's regular ki, if you're a powerful martial artist, then you will have a high level of ki. But you can be very powerful, and your Genki could match up with the same with a regular human. It's just that they're just the same amount of health. It basically is focusing on their health energy. And that's where it becomes very important, because a lot of people wonder, like, well, how come it doesn't go up linearly, about the amount the people are giving their ki to it? Such as, like, in the Buu saga, when Goku was fighting against Kid Buu, he launched the Spirit Bomb to wipe him out. But it required quite a bit of energy. It required everybody on Earth's energy, people from the other worlds, and I think even the people of Planet Namek gave him some energy to defeat Kid Buu. Now, technically, if it was absorbing ki instead of Genki, it wouldn't need all that energy. All it would need was basically Gohan's power, because Mystic Gohan was stronger than Kid Buu and the strongest character that wasn't fused or had any type of fusion ability. He was easily the strongest and could have wiped out Kid Buu by himself. So if Goku was collecting ki through the Spirit Bomb, he would have been able to destroy Buu with just Gohan's ki alone, and it would have gone in a linear fashion depending on who is giving that energy. But since it's Genki, it really doesn't matter about their level of power level. It just matters about their health status or how fixed they are, and you can get it from inanimate objects. So yeah, Genki and ki are two different things, and the Spirit Bomb uses Genki, which is health energy, not ki, which is life energy. Even though those things kind of sound similar, they do have their own differences. So that's why the attacks from it won't be as basic as, oh, it depends on how powerful one character is. Because if that was the case, Gohan power alone would have been sufficient enough. But also, by doing that, it makes the spirit bomb's power level kind of fluctuate differently, because a lot of people are thinking like, well, how powerful is it? Well, you can't really calculate the spirit bomb, and I think Toriyama did this on purpose because it's it's harder to write it when you're in writing, and if you write something, that's blatantly obvious, like, oh, it requires this much, then it'll be too easy. So by making it like this, he can fluctuate it to being very powerful or not powerful enough to get this story and narrative to go whichever direction he wants it to go. It makes it a lot simpler as a story writer, and as in a narrative. So I think that's why they do that. Also, the spirit bomb, a lot of people say that it only destroys and detects evil, and I can also see where this confusion comes from, because in the first time we see this used against Vegeta, actually, it was used against Vegeta. Krillin threw it at him, he missed, and he basically dodged it and was about to hit Gohan, and Goku telepathically communicates with him and tells him basically to bounce it back and hit him because he has no evil in his heart, and it will detect the evil of Vegeta. Now, we do see later on that that's not how it really works, because when we go to when we go to the Cell Saga, Cell even himself says he could use it. He just doesn't use it, and I think the reason he doesn't use it is because, unlike Goku, he is basically trying to protect the planet and the universe and trying to take down evil. So creatures and people and even like inanimate objects such as the planet or a rock or whatever are more willing to give him the power, because he's not only trying to protect their lives but also trying to protect the planet's life, because these guys are going to destroy the planet. So it makes more sense why the planet will give its energy to Goku itself, whereas Cell was planning on destroying the Earth. So I don't think, not only would nobody give him that power to destroy the Earth, I don't think any other animals would, or the planet itself. So it wouldn't really be any point to him using that technique. And then when we get to the Buu Saga, this is where he completely disproves this whole, oh, it only attacks innocent evil creatures and it doesn't harm innocent people. When he uses this against Kid Buu in the ending of Dragon Ball Z, what happens is he's about to throw it, but he hesitates to do it because Vegeta's right there, and he doesn't want to do it because if he does, it will obliterate Vegeta with him. And I know some of you are gonna be like, well, wasn't Vegeta considered evil back then, or at least at that time still? But technically, no. When they when they got Purunga and they wished to revive everybody that died by, Majin Buu, they wished back everybody that, well, actually, it wasn't Majin Buu. It was basically everybody that died in those days. But they wanted only the good people to be brought back, not the bad people. And Vegeta was one of them that got brought back. So technically, even Purunga considers Vegeta as a good guy. So for Goku to hesitate to throw the spirit bomb because he didn't want to kill Vegeta again, and the fact that people are arguing that, well, it only hurts bad people, is kind of contradictory, because Vegeta by that definition is no longer evil. He's actually a good guy even by Purunga's standards. Yet if he did, he would have ended up killing him. So I also think that's incorrect, but I can also see why, because the first arc did basically state that it would only harm evil. Maybe they probably retconned it, or maybe it was just, maybe they didn't explain it too well. Maybe Goku was basically saying that the energy that he put into it was to attack Vegeta, that it had an evil energy signature. He probably locked onto his evil energy, and since Gohan didn't have that evil energy signature himself, he could knock it back. Whereas Vegeta basically was the only evil person there, so it would only affect him. So maybe you can select who you wanted to target and damage. But we also see this in the Frieza saga when he uses against Frieza. Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin also have to duck and take cover, even though technically if that didn't hurt them, they wouldn't need to. They could just stand up and not let it affect them. But the fact that they had to take cover to protect themselves from being damaged by it disproves that in my mind, and especially in the Buu saga with Goku doing against Kid Buu, that really contradicts that argument for me. Also, another thing I want to talk about, this doesn't have really anything to do with the spirit bomb itself, but when the androids give their energy out, a lot of people asked, well, don't they have infinite energy reserves? So they could technically give out infinite amount of energy. But once again, it doesn't use ki or, whatever, or like life energy. It uses health energy. So basically, if they do use it, they'll become more unhealthy. So technically, they might have limitless stamina, but they won't have limitless health. If they use it too much, they could die. So yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense for Android 18 and 17 to basically be given continuous amount of energy, because it doesn't take, like, life energy. If it did take life energy, then yeah, but since it takes health energy, it's a completely different story. Well, I think I've covered all the bases now with the spirit bomb. I hope I got to teach you guys some stuff and, correct some misconceptions people had about the spirit bomb itself and basically how it works. And well, that's basically it for this video. Have a good day.